It started in my ninth grade year. I was a very, very anxious child, and I had been homeschooled for 7 years. So I started at a new charter school to get acclimated to bigger crowds, because if you had put me in a school anytime sooner, I would have had a panic attack and made you make me leave. So it was the last month of my ninth grade year, my freshman year, at my old school, NCA, New Century Academy. And at the last week of the year, we have an E-term, an exploratory term. So it's a half day where half of the day for 3 hours you're doing a fun term that you picked out. So mine was an art class, and then I had a fun cultures class for my second half of the day with our advisory and lunch in the middle. And at the very last day, we have a half a day of our E-terms and a student talent show, as well as a student advisory Olympics, because our advisory was a main class. So every day it was like our lunch periods, an hour long. The first half was for the high schoolers to do their advisory, and the second half was for the middle schoolers to do theirs, because it was 7th through 12th grade. And then the very last class of the day was also advisory for about 45 minutes. So in each advisory, we needed 2 representatives from each advisory to be in our student council. I was one of the elected representatives. So what we would do is we would go every Tuesday, the last advisory period, and talk about what we wanted to do with the school and our plans for it. And the representatives would just report back to their advisories. So back to the last day of school, these are 2 major events for us. And it's kind of come first serve, first come, first serve in what you get. In ninth grade, I was a big pushover, and I was the type of person that was like, I'll let everyone choose before me, and I'll take whatever I can get. So I got put on the Advisory Olympics with 2 other students. I'm gonna call them Elijah and Dave. Now Dave I had never met before. I didn't know his work ethic. He was a middle schooler. We had never talked. And Elijah was a close friend of 2 years, my entire time at the school. So I knew his work ethic, and I knew he would not be helping me at all. So 2 weeks out to when we needed the games by, because in Advisory Olympics, the people on the committee, they have to plan the games and the point system. They have to find volunteers to work the station. They have to acquire all the materials, as well as talk to teachers and principals and the principal for assistance. So that's put on 3 people, really 2, and I was nervous. So we were given the assignment to figure out the games. We needed 12 plus some more just in case they were rejected. And Dave, I gave him my contact information. I had never heard from him. I texted him, I got no response. I didn't even know if Dave was alive at this point. So me being the giant procrastinator I am, 3 days to this needing to be done, I'm just starting. I have no help. Elijah, being the good friend he is, let me call him and use him as a soundboard for about 5 hours as I'm Googling and watching game shows and looking at daycare games just to get an idea of what to do for the Advisory Olympics. Tuesday comes, I have my ideas. Me and Elijah, we're bouncing them off, we're getting approvals, it's great. Dave is furious with us for not using any of his ideas, even though he did not give us a list or text us or give us any information. So Dave is gone. So it's me and the slight help I have from Elijah left. The day of the Advisory Olympics happens, and this is also the last day I'm going to be at this school with these people who brought me out of a really hard time in my life and were like the first friends I ever had. So this was a very emotional day for me, as well as one of my closest friends moving to New Mexico. So not only am I 13 and I don't have 14 and don't have a car, I can't see them. Now you're across the states and I'm never gonna see you. So a very emotional day for all of us, and I had to spend the whole day doing my Advisory Olympics. So the day comes, I'm making Elijah round up the materials. He's doing most of the grunt work. I'm planning out where everything's going. Everything is set up perfectly. I have my volunteers, they have their supplies. Everyone understands what's happening. Now I'm also in the talent show because a friend, we could say, wanted my help with a prop, and I was the only one who could hold it up because I was the only one tall enough. So I held up the prop for them, and right after that, they're the last performance, so I'm rushing off stage to do the announcements for the Advisory Olympics. The day goes by, it gets done smoothly, there were bumps in the roads, there were things that had to be overcome, too many to count, really. But people were happy and smiling, and we won. My advisor ended up winning, so that was a fun feeling. And I guess this would be the best time of my life, the best part I was in my life, because even though I had all these emotional barriers and all these obstacles I had to go through, I still did it, and I just gained such confidence in myself in my first position of leadership to accomplish it. And it has inspired me ever since and given me the confidence in the leadership positions that I get put into. Thank you for listening to my speech.